Hello and welcome to Cupcake Addiction's sugar cookie mini cake tutorial. I'm going to be showing you how to make these gorgeous little sugar cookies that we're going to decorate with really fast and simple decorations to look like little tiny cakes. You guys have been asking for a few more super simple tutorials, so here's one today. The things that you'll need for today's tutorial. I'm using some Nutella. I've also got just some raspberry jam and a little bit of buttercream frosting just in a white or a vanilla. I've got some Ziploc bags, 2 of those, 1 pair of scissors, a spoon, a fondant rolling pin, a knife. I've got a little bit of flour or corn flour in my shaker. I've got a 5.5 centimetre or 2-inch round circle cutter. Then over here I've got 1 large peanut M&M. You can also use crispy M&Ms or just another red round candy. And I've got some little pink sugar pearls. So depending on where you live, if you can get your hands on these little queen sugar pearls, they're a soft sugar pearl. I love them because they don't have that crazy crunch that some of the other sugar pearls have, and they come in a little packet of assorted colours. I've also got a batch of our sugar cookie dough, so I'll leave a link to our sugar cookie dough recipe in the description box below. Off to the side, I've got just an oven tray and a little bit of wax paper lining that, and my oven is preheating. All right, so the first thing that you want to do is you want to just roll out your sugar cookie dough. So a nice generous coating of either flour or corn flour down there. Perfect. Make sure that that's roughly all the same thickness. And then you want to cut out 2 of your little round shapes for each cookie that you want to make. So if you want a dozen, you're going to need 24 of these little round shapes. Pop those off into your preheated oven and they're really not going to take very long at all to cook. They're quite a small cookie, so they should be done in about 7 to 8 minutes. Make sure you keep your eye on them. All right, so when you come out of your oven, you want to let your cookies completely cool. So you don't even want them to be a little bit warm. I'm just going to use 2 cookies, but you can also do like a double tiered cake and make it 3 cookies tall, just depending. But 2 cookies is going to be a little bit easier to eat. So taking your 2 cookies now, you want to sort of sandwich them together. So you want the good side of each cookie facing top and bottom like so. And then we're going to spoon some of that jam and some of that buttercream into our Ziploc bag. Push those all the way down to the corner and letting out any air before you seal them up. And then we're just going to cut just sort of a bit of a chunky tip off the end of each one. And this is just going to enable us to have a neater filling for our cookies. So I chose to do mine with sort of a little blob of the white frosting. And don't go too crazy on the frosting here because you don't want it to go spilling out the sides. So I just went around the edges of mine with the little blobs of white frosting. And then with the jam. This is totally optional. You can fill these with whatever you like. But I liked the different colours that came out when you had the red and the white. Perfect, so that's what the inside of my cookies looks like. And then I'm just going to sandwich them together. So you can see that when you look at them on the side, you've kind of got that jam and the cream. It makes it look like a jam and cream sponge cake. Now, I took my Nutella here and I just used Nutella instead of having another frosting. Plus I love Nutella. So I'm just going to take some Nutella, I'm going to spread it onto the top of the cookie. Make sure that you're supporting both sides so that you're not actually applying pressure down onto the top of your cookie and you're not going to squish it. As I get around to the edges, I'm just sort of forcing a little bit of that Nutella over the edges at little intervals to look like drizzling frosting. Beautiful. Now you want to take your little sugar pearls, and I just opted for pink on mine, and these are going to look like the little cherries or the little strawberries that are going to go around the outside of our cake. And then I'm going to finish it off with that big red M&M cherry in the middle. Look at that. That is a super simple little mini cake that's actually a cookie. Now I chose to bake my own cookies today, but you can also just use store-bought sandwich cookies if you want to make these with the kids as a super easy party favour. In Australia we've got a brand called Creamies. They are exactly the same as the cookies that I've baked you today with that jam and cream and everything in the centre. Otherwise you could look for white Oreos or any sandwich cookie will do. I hope you guys have enjoyed this super simple tutorial from My Cupcake Addiction, and as always, thanks very much for watching.